For those of us that are in our late 20s, early 30s-ish, and you're single, what are we doing? Genuinely, I ask that because I need to know. I am 29. It is a Friday night at 10 o'clock, and I am alone, sitting on my patio, just hanging out by myself. I went out and I got myself an appetizer at a bar, and then I went and had dinner by myself and sat and listened to live music for a little bit, and then I got embarrassed that I was there alone. I was the only person there by myself, and I did not feel like drinking, so the only other thing to do is to go home.
You know, guys, there is something that is endlessly funny about women over the age of 30 complaining that they are going to be alone forever and that they will never find their Prince Charming, because it has a lot of truth in it. Okay, truth be told, a lot of these women are absolutely doomed. They could have their Prince Charming if they wanted him, but they believed the womanist lie of never settle, queen, you deserve better, you can find your Prince Charming, he's just around the corner. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and on today's episode we are going to be taking a look at modern women who are dating over the age of 30, aka they have hit the wall and things are a little bit rough for them. So let's jump in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Let's get ready for another first date. Hair, foundation, contour, blush, eyeshadow, powder, mascara, lips. Let's go get dressed. It's about 88 degrees in California, so I'm gonna wear this black dress and tie this around my shoulders. I don't know if I should tie it this way or this way.
I love the, like, how many layers of catfishing are in, you know, one outfit or one quote-unquote look. I don't know how many things individually she just went through, but it is astounding to me that these are the same women that complain about, you know, men being dishonest and having bad intentions and not representing themselves correctly. But like every single one of these videos has a woman putting on 30 pounds of makeup and then, you know, trying to pass it off as though that's just how she normally looks. And even if they don't try and pass it off on that, you know, that's how they normally look. It's just crazy to me how much changing of their appearance that they do before they go and meet men.
This way, this way. I'm gonna do this way. Men's deodorant, Harry's. One side. Oh, I'm already sweating. Two sides. I'm gonna do Prada for tonight. I didn't record, but I did 6 sprays, one on the top of my head. Sambas.
Thank God, you know, thank goodness that she, you know, enlightened us as to how many sprays she did, guys, because, you know, it would be a travesty if I thought that she only did 5, but actually she did 6 sprays. So I'm just really grateful that she kind of cleared that up for us.
Bag or this bag? I decided on this instead. And then I'm doing these big gold teardrop earrings. Here's the final look. I am already sweating. Pray for me.
Sweet girl, I want to have a chat with you. As someone who's older, who's been around a while, and who's been married for 31 years. Do not settle. If you settle, you will be disappointed. You will be, and there's a good chance that your marriage won't make it. Now listen, I got married when I was 19, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is never gonna work. My husband was 24, I was 19. But you know what? I knew he was a good guy. I knew he had the qualities that I wanted in a guy. Was he perfect? No. He was not.
I love this advice, you know, never settle, queens, you know, your Prince Charming is just around the corner. Don't compromise, you know, you really want to chase those men with the good qualities. And this is kind of strange, you know, this is coming from a woman who is, what, 32 years she annotated on the screen, deep into her marriage, telling other women not to settle. I think a very large portion of the reason why, that a lot of these women over the age of 30 are single is because they refuse to settle. They think that they deserve a lot better than they actually do.
But he treated...
Also, can you guys imagine if men went on the internet and talked about their wives and said how they weren't perfect? I just want to throw that out there for a second, how I guarantee you men would get roasted, right? If you were a married guy and you came on here and you said, listen, my wife's not perfect, but she has the qualities that I want. Or, you know, I think you would be roasted for just not even, you'd be roasted for trash talking your partner, I think. But it's just, notice how all of this crap just flies under the radar if you're a woman, by the way. You can say a lot of things, but if you're a dude and you say the same words, like the internet would crucify you, I think.
He treated me well. He loved me. He let me know how special I was. And he never treated me less than. So if you're dating someone, even engaged to someone, and they don't treat you great, don't think that getting married is going to change that. Don't think that you're going to marry him and you're going to change him. There's a good chance that it's going to get worse after you get married. So, sweet girl, don't settle.
I think the problem here is that these women always conflate what settling is, right? They don't want to settle. They want a man who does, you know, he goes above and beyond. But what they really want, especially the women who are single, is they want, you know, Chad to have these qualities. They want the super attractive guy to give them dates and to tell them how much they love them and all of this stuff. They want the guy who's really attractive to do that. The average guy, you know, he would give women things like this, but he's treated like crap because he's not attractive enough. That's what this is really all about, guys, is you have so many women saying, you know, never settle, I need the bare minimum. There are so many dudes who would give them the quote-unquote bare minimum, but they specifically want these things from men who are damn well out of their league.
So I am 30 and I'm in the dating pool, and it is as atrocious as it sounds. But I have a bone to pick with men who want to try or like the idea of me more so. Because, you know, I'm on Hinge, okay? Like, if you ghost me, whatever. I get it. There's plenty of fish in the sea. I'm not for you. It's fine. But if you tell me, like, sweet nothings, like romantic shit, and all these, like, fun plans you want to do with me, and then you ghost me, hands on sight, bro. Hands on sight. You cannot tell me that you wish that I would, like, prop my feet up on your lap while I read you a book or something, and then 2 days later pretend like I don't exist. That's criminal.
Sensational.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
I love how frustrated these women get that Chad on dating applications is not serious about his romantic ideas. You know, anyone with common sense would tell you that these guys are just trying to have fun. They're not interested in wifing you up and, you know, following through with all of these romantic stories. And I don't think it's the right thing to do, right? These guys are just lying to these women. But these women are a little bit dense for believing it, in my opinion. Like, let's be clear about this, okay? Your husband, right, is not that very attractive man on Instagram who is, you know, very fit and has a great jawline. Like, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, these women, they go out here, they try and lock down Chad, or they get a message from Chad, and then they get so mad when he doesn't follow through on the romance. These dudes are not romantic. Let me just make this clear, okay? They're just looking for fun. Especially if you're over the age of 30 and still dating, okay? And again, this woman is complaining about lack of authenticity. She has what I could only assume here is a filter plus makeup on. We literally have no idea what this woman looks like, and she's complaining about people being inauthentic to her. It's just so funny, man.
That is not fair. I am prepping to die alone because I'm not made for this.
Right, and now we get into this woman, which I believe that we are playing in the intro. It's just very funny, this woman in particular. she knows that it's a strike against her to kind of still be single at this age. She knows it's a bit embarrassing. But you know, never settle. Let's jump in.
For those of us that are in our late 20s, early 30s-ish, and you're single, what are we doing? Genuinely, I ask that because I need to know. I am 29. It is a Friday night at 10 o'clock, and I am alone, sitting on my patio, just hanging out by myself. I went out and I got myself an appetizer at a bar, and then I went and had dinner by myself and sat and listened to live music for a little bit, and then I got embarrassed that I was there alone. I was the only person there by myself, and I did not feel like drinking. So the
You know what, guys? This woman talks so quickly. She chains together the sentences so quickly I can barely pause the video. But the reason why it's embarrassing is because it is. You know, you're over the age of 30, or she says she's 29. Whether or not you can believe that is anyone's guess. But let's just take her at face value. She's 29. She's still single. I mean, the question is why, right? It sounds like she's frustrated that men aren't talking to her in these situations. Men aren't striking up conversation, trying to hit on her, all of these things. And I think it's interesting how women get frustrated that men no longer seem to be putting in the effort. But there really is very little incentive for men to continue putting in the effort. Right? It's always like, oh, where's my Prince Charming? Like, why don't men do this, right? And then you look at what men are offered in return, and it's crap all. It's like some 29-year-old woman, you know, who's probably been through a whole bunch of guys, who's incredibly masculine, and this is your reward for approaching as a man. Like, no, thank you. Not really interested.
The only other thing to do is to go home. So I decided to watch the sunset on my patio and just hang out and scroll TikTok. But I'm genuinely wondering, like, I work from home. I work remotely. I don't interact with anybody on a daily basis. The only time I leave my house is when I make plans for myself and leave the house. I just moved to Missoula, Montana, 4 months ago from Charleston, South Carolina. I don't know a lot of people. I don't have a lot of opportunities to go out and be social. And when I do, it's not to necessarily meet people or to try and find somebody to go out on a date with. It's just to go out and explore and figure out the area. But I'm not on the dating apps anymore because I think that they're terrible and I have not had good luck.
Holy hell, this woman has said a whole lot of nothing. So she's on a dating, she's basically frustrated that men won't approach her in this new area. And the dating apps, she's had no luck with them. Let me just assure you, this is not luck, okay? Many women are in your exact same boat because you all do the same thing. You all chase men who are the top percentage on these applications, and then you're surprised when you get treated like one of many. It's very interesting to me, right? How if you, like, women will complain about men who have options, which is a very, very small percentage of men, mind you, okay? Women will complain about these dudes endlessly. They'll say that they're toxic, manipulative, emotionally unintelligent, emotionally unavailable. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? But if you complain about women and the way that they treat their options, which is a lot more egregious, mind you, and widespread, then all of a sudden you don't like women at all. Even if you bring it up and you're not complaining about it, even if you just bring it up and say, hey, that's stupid as hell, right? Then you don't like women. But, you know, they don't see how they are in the exact same shoes as the men that they're chasing, right? These women will complain about ghosting, but literally women invented ghosting. So I don't see any issues here. But she says she's unlucky, which is criminally hilarious.
But I'm not on the dating apps anymore because I think that they're terrible and I have not had good luck. And I don't want to force myself to try and meet people, you know? How are we supposed to be meeting people? Because I thought genuinely at this point in my life that I would be married with like a kid by now. And that.
Yeah, guys, she doesn't want to force anything, but she kind of just wants something to happen. Ma'am, you are 29. You are struggling. You better make something happen quick. You know, men will still make crap happen, but it just won't be the men that you want at the end of the day.
That is not the dang case. So what are we doing? Do we have a game plan? I don't, advice, thoughts, answers? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm like, I genuinely don't know. I'm so like defeated by dating. And I know that everybody is in the same boat, and I know that we missed the last chopper out of Nam, but genuinely, like, what do we do?
Yeah, it's kind of like a very large game of musical chairs, but you just never found a chair, right? This is why I can't believe, I think it was maybe Japan that has the language of saying that these women are considered leftover women. But yeah, you're right. You know, you had your shot. You could have found your Prince Charming. And I always say this in videos where you have these women complaining about dating is, number one, dating's still not over for them. They get a stupid amount of options. It's just not the options that they want. But number two, it's, you know, it's exactly like a game of musical chairs, which you failed at, or trying to hand in your homework, but it's now overdue. This is like, guys, this is the equivalent of having an assignment that is really easy, and you hand it in like a decade late, and then you're like, wow, why aren't people accepting my assignment anymore? This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like back in school trying to hand in an assignment, only it's a super easy assignment, and they're trying to hand it in like a decade late. It's so funny.
Like, what do we do?
If you're single and in your 30s, I feel like you're going to relate to this. Or honestly, if you're just a single woman who is going through it in the single journey. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were both talking about how we're both single. I'm 30, she's 32. And we were like, what the f? Some people, they meet their significant others in high school. They meet in college. And we are out here doing all the work that it takes to just meet a man that we remotely feel attracted to.
And there's the key words, guys, right? If you're not looking at the screen, I'm going to say this out loud, okay? They are doing all of the work, and then in brackets here, to meet a man that we are remotely attracted to. And therein lies the problem. You know, you've been with too many dudes. You can't get attracted to an average guy anymore. Your dopamine receptors are fried. You've spent too many countless hours looking at chat on Instagram. Okay, your husband, whoever he may have been, is not going to be some Instagram model man. Okay, and these women say that like, yeah, I know, you know, but I don't think they do. I really don't think they do. They have no sense of reality. So, and also, by the way, how is it putting in work? Like, I'm sorry, but as a woman, you do not need to put in work in dating. You just have to sit there. If you don't believe me, guys, I said this in a recent episode, okay? If you want to see how easy these women have it on dating, make a dating profile, set the gender to a female, and then sit there and put up a picture of a plant and just say your name is Emily or something, and then watch the likes roll in. Dating is not hard. You're not doing work. This is not work. Like, what is this woman considering work? Putting on makeup and fake filters? Please, man, get out of here. It doesn't take work to attract men. That's why it's not a flex. Like, hello?
We are like, I've literally done plant medicine. I do breath work. I meditate. I manifest. I'm doing all the things. And meanwhile,
wait, so this is her working, guys. Let's go back through these. Hang on. So she's done plant medicine. She's done breath work, meditation, and manifesting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, meditation and manifesting, that sounds real difficult. What is this? Is this just satire, guys? Has one of you like sent this in to me? And I like just to make me lose my mind? Is this just a big joke? This woman considers manifesting part of working. We are in the wrong timeline, gentlemen. Someone has messed up the timeline. What is that?
Work that it takes to just meet a man that we remotely feel attracted to. We are like, I've literally done plant medicine. I do breath work. I meditate. I manifest. I'm doing all the things. And meanwhile, Steve and Susie over here met when they were 24. They're just living their lives. And it's like, what else must I do?
Wait, you're telling me that the breath work and the manifesting didn't work out? Oh, that's crazy. Guys, I cannot. That is very funny. That is genuinely very funny.
Someone gave me some really good advice the other day, and they were like, listen, we're here on this earth. We have soul contracts. Some people are here to heal the relationships that they have with their bodies. Some people, the relationship that they have with their hearts. Hello, me. But the more you focus in on what you don't have, what you're lacking, the more you are suffocating the energy around said thing, and energy can't move and energy can't flow.
What am I listening to? Aristotle over here needs to settle down, okay? I'm getting a little bit lost. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, guys. Like I'm a little bit sick at the time of recording this video, so I can't tell if it's just me or the video. Things are a little bit hazy at the minute. But what on earth am I listening to? This woman's sitting here talking about energy flow. The reason you can't find a husband and a boyfriend is because you're psychotic, madam. What is this? You are suffocating the energy around said thing. Okay, and energy can't move and energy can't flow. Listen, Adam, the reason why you're single at this age is because you have, number one, been through too many dudes, so you can't pair bond with anybody. Number two, you're entitled, right? You have an unrealistic expectation of the kind of man that you want a relationship from, as is the case with all of these other women who are over the age of 30 and who are still single.
Can't move and energy can't flow. So if you're going through it in the single journey and the dating journey, please release the outcomes of what you want, like what you are dying to achieve, having a significant other, finding your person, and just enjoy your life and allow the energy to flow. And that mindset shift has been helping me.
Goodness gracious me, guys. This is the, this is advice that women give each other that is just so damn useless. Can you guys imagine if I was giving advice to men and I was telling them how to improve their life, whether that be in dating or finances or whatever, and I sat here and I started talking to you guys about manifesting, and I started talking to you guys about letting energy flow? This is like advice that only women can afford to take because very little times in their life are they hit with reality. Now, the first bump of reality occurs when they hit 30 years of age and they're still single. And so you just end up with this whirlwind of nonsense advice that makes absolutely no sense. Can you guys imagine trying to give life advice to a man like this? Like, hey, bro, you know, you're overweight and things aren't going well in your life, but, you know, have you tried just letting the energy flow and manifesting? I think I'm done here, guys. I don't want to listen to this anymore. I'm going to leave the recording here. Guys, make sure you take care of yourselves. I'll be seeing you all in the next one. I'm going to manifest my way out of here. Peace.